Malungil sils, marabek atalo bangeder el al sils, pia kadamral ngal tangat el tial program regit ra DOTAUT Tekoi Ureor. Doing business in Palau. El al time en mal ngarinya toku bets el okya kargi el guk mo banged el guk aisel gida laklangar rengi. Makmal mangid ba rabek other bela el ngar al sel maikrel luase como bangama me torreng set enjoy mal sa beet el botoga da su oy makmo ultur ke piera o kya garkit tipo kiwitel imolvadas el kuk melut kel girel etel vadas da tigangira abukara Galatians 6:9 and let us not grow weary while doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart. Wase lakabol masaw larangut sel doru laungil Tekoi lengaringi sel time guk podorit ma aigel rod elawret also mandakabol masaw larangut etia melut kelgirem anti mo mal masaw aktingun merse apia mo open raw laula.
Okay, madakaman masulang yung Irene. Na open raw laula. So, kamal masaw la ang kaltokupat sa okya karigir. Ngartiyang umda sa beto ka adal matangani al time din ka malungil. Bodo ngani. Makura ang telte alle maskawa aulaw le paka antipaka. Makadi ka ulo ka mo smoda wal mortal sure gid al yatasis.
Ito matangal ka atan tingungil omlu tulow eyes lakaplool ko ka kiraroy damang
Didibus. Kamal masaul. Nga ka ang kleka Francesca and the kleka Rebela Asiska. Kadalaw ng mga saw. Ang akamleb ila Turk Palandorf. He is deceased. And so I'm Diyos perak kleka ng mga saw. Malgi ka mga confusing sometimes. And I, of course, have been retired since, 2007, something like that. And I live on Guam. Went there many moons ago. And went on, what do you want me to go on?
Well, Camille eller kere anti. Nakatokora di ka story kamal di o wise I can swamilo.
Why say Camille eller airsu ablila klelabli mamra ang abukada rangarar.
Yakmal matangalil basyo ang abukada rangarar.
Oy. So lang of course kiliersel mo o klol mo ngara school let's see there are Japanese dimlak para school ekmle ekasarkik Thomas ma brands brothers nga kalok maklor nga kanora Japanese school hindi nga kadimla kalekmle ke kare makdarsel mo of course moriam kamate mombre kamate kata mo kairire starter grade 1 about 7-9 years old something like that.
Sa igit ng lamoringa school ang mararde.
Legal time.
That time legal ang lamoringa elementary.
I say starting from first grade. So I started with first grade. After the war, of course, kada mlekira areo, me kairire, and then so. Naraskuro nga dara 1 to 7th grade, 1 to 6. And then, mobile mer Ureor, may bangkela antir nga karayos ko, mle ila miner, mle pulis.
Yes.
Start ra 7, 8, 9, ra Ureor Intermediate High School. Mo mereka 9th grade, so lang mas kamamates, sumaki pass, and we chose either to go to Rook,
Oh,
Nooy,
okay.
or we go to Guam.
Aro kung Tial Xavier High School?
No, he was known as Pitts Pacific Islands Teachers Training School.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, Pitts.
O siya pizza na naruk.
Oo, yung Nararuk. Yes. I didn't want to go to Chuk.
No.
So I said, I want to go to Guam to go to a high school there. So sige del time di kasi del murakwa malaka sponsor kit.
Oh.
So they, of course, we ask around and tangaria our baby rangal kara pela ultim lamora Guam. Tirigel maklor ngakal. Waya my brother Tam, Arwa Jacob Senior, marar mga ka through Jacob Senior, yak sige ang ngilsuka kal sige sponsor nga, so lang ayak aking mas radial, known as Canner's Knot. And then mga clock lang mabila man may ara cardboard box, hindi ka suitcase.
Oh, sige del time ng mal Didial.
Yeah, Didial, no plane. Aking mas radial, what, 3-4 days?
Wow.
I forget. Atrabli armula ken malungil ka nga niya.
Bentor kami.
Bentor ko nga radial, lumulo a few days, you know. I slept on the deck.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Kami tough.
Yeah, yeah. And most of girls got seasick. Fortunately, I wasn't the type to get sick. So, yeah, I was eating all the good stuff from everybody's basket. You know. Yeah. Then, of course, aki morakwam. And then I was 17.
Wow.
Yeah.
3-4 days.
Yeah.
Relaw.
Morakwa.
Yeah.
I think that's how long. Yeah.
Mulmul High School.
Yeah, mura 10, 11 rakwam. And then siga tara sponsor nga kalngara California. And then through a friend of mine, and because she went first. She lived with a captain in the military. He was a doctor, a medical doctor at Naval Hospital. And I happened to have a sponsor who also was a Naval Hospital doctor. And the electrical sponsor, Uncle Alfonso Omabar.
Oh.
She lives in Hawaii now, I think. She's still there. Yeah. So anyway, her sponsors took her along with them to go to, they lived in San Marino, California. San Marino and Pasadena are a boundary line, you know. And San Marino is a very rich place in California. Yeah, that's where Huntington Library is located.
Yes.
Yeah. And Huntington is the one that named Huntington Beach.
Yes.
Yeah, Huntington Beach.
Movie.
Yeah, and every Sunday, Mr. Huntington would put his family in this small train and choo from Pasadena to Huntington Beach, to the beach in Huntington Beach. And that's how it was named Huntington Beach. They have oil drill, you know, and old rig, I think, or what, you know. So that's it was a very interesting place. So anyway, Alfonso and I attended Pasadena City College, 2-year college. At that time, if you passed the test, you could tell we had one more year, senior year of high school. But instead of going to high school, Pasadena City High School, we went to Pasadena City College. And while we attended our last year of high school, our first year of college there, we were working for our last year of high school diploma there.
At the
So
same
by the
time,
time we finished 1 year, we received our high school diploma and finished 1 year
1
of
year college.
college.
oh,
Yeah.
at the same time,
That
man,
depends,
Meron
yeah.
advance.
Yeah, yeah, but in the long run, I had to work part-time sometimes and go to school
see.
full-time or full-time work and then part-time school. So
Limring klangal
it took a long time, but
yeah.
finally, yeah. So
At that, asil time sa mga tabaring, hindi na kami tang ako na malakayun sa ngayon.
yes, we were very few at that. That was 1956.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Naglalagalo may sa.
Yeah, no.
Yan timsel mdu other bella tal amral.
They'll say, where is Palau?
Oh,
What do you mean? So you go like, do you know where Hawaii is? Yes. Do you know where Guam is?
yeah.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, So then, of
Hindi
course,
lang ang sponsors.
yeah, always living with a sponsor. Because there was no way my parents could afford to put me through school.
Why say?
So I had to do that on
Hindi
my
wala
own.
ako reception kami at that time. Ikaw school na friendly toward you.
Oh, ngara ko ang experience sa ka ara American towards ko
yeah.
tamle friendly.
Well, the sponsors were all right. It's the public
Yeah.
dealing with the public transportation. I had to take like 2 or 3 buses, different buses to reach Pasadena City School, college, and then turn around and go home. So I was getting $5 a week for my room and board. I was working for my room and board. They had 2 little children, 4 and 6. And so, and for a while, I slept with them in the same room because they didn't have an extra room. But after a while, they extended the house, and then I had my room with the little girl. Yeah, and the boy had his own room. So yeah, because you had to work for your room and board. So
At that time in the 50s,
yeah.
wala reception tika live level at mga
Well, sometimes people really would look at you, they stare at you because it didn't matter at the time, even in California, if you're dark,
You're different.
you sort of, I had read the story about what happens in like in Little Rock, Arkansas, the incident there. And then, I kind of wonder when I was getting in the bus, I always felt like, now, do I need to go way back and sit in the back, or can I sit anywhere?
That was before the civil rights.
Yeah. So I would just find a seat anywhere and sit, and nobody said anything. So I thought, okay, I guess it's all right.
Your angels were with you.
Yeah, because you're afraid because you don't know anybody, and you may be breaking the law or something.
You're so far from home.
Yeah.
California TV ko open, eh?
Yeah, they were open. A lot of people were okay. They didn't say anything. They just kind of look at you, and I felt like I'm from the islands. Like I'm not from here. I was trying to think of something that may separate me from whatever they're thinking. Because I don't know what they're thinking, but
Yes.
Being afraid of and inexperience of this type of
You were still young too.
very young, yeah. So yeah,
I think that's really brave, Direl. Top the Ravela, at a young age, away from kita ko tulkra community, sa Ravela, makatakit, makalo mungur, kita makakit. Ako American, ako kuradi. Sponsor.
At the time, woman require sponsors. Nakakuha mo na kami. Mungkin, mas kita alam niya, hindi naka-high school at that time.
At that time, no high school in Palau. So you go up to 9th grade, then you have to go somewhere for high school.
May ako mga sponsors kung automatic babysitters.
Well, yeah, because they require you. Yeah, to do how I was a maid.
Yeah.
That's what it
Mula niya
was.
nga kara,
We didn't know anybody from.
really?
Yeah.
Hindi mo lang gabela
Tatim lang ang kabila umisinili. Before our time, school students went on the ship and went to Guam. They recruited nurses, you know, and the young men to go for labor, you know, construction and so on. So there were already nurses there. I think Maclo nurse, you know, older nurses. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Tirakal ko lang.
Right.
Hindi lang Mr. Baby na yun sa high school.
No, we just kind of knew they're just Palawan kids. We sort of stuck together, yeah. And at the Naval Air Station, till NAS, close to George Washington High School.
Yeah.
We were just Palawans
Never
there.
told the other bell.
The other Bella.
I wonder why.
Well, I think they came, but they were slow to come. Men, their male folks came first for construction work because.
No, I mean tell may recruiter ang gabela ma school with their sponsors.
Yeah.
Mal din igo utuk mal ko din focus rebela. Dim nakal laboraro kuma adim nakal malumbula.
I really have no idea what
Dim lang
was going on there. But all I know is I didn't know any other islanders besides Palawans.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, this Kwanzaa's huts, there were maybe more than 12 el global mora from the hill all the way down to the bottom. And so you have a class down there, you gotta walk all the way down there, and then you walk all the way up. Yes, there, yeah.
Tromel like I don't walk one set.
Yes, yeah, I can hear the Kwanzaa, yeah. Even the houses in the village, like
air condition
no.
Wow.
GPO nila, si Camacho Lene, Atrabela were concentrated there, families. So they divide the Quonset. One half is for one family, one half is for another family.
I remember tigil, until ka mamalabilyo, then they recruited till mom sila kasalo ko
Yes.
Saibal makakwam right after the war. Tigil man baby raw, may kutul di mo laborers or
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Akti maran mo maasarong ko lakwase kom amran ne madu arang miar other velar sel time kom gara ngara school moru like Ureor rabla baby sit temari kemane temarula
That's right, babysit, and you do washing and ironing and you know, and then they asked me the
so
first.
it was sort of a win-win situation. The families will get their babysitter and house helper. At the same time, you get your high school
And it was
free
you didn't
lodging,
have to pay anything, and the military bought what we needed. You know, we had our ID card. We go to the exchange. You had to have. That's right. No, you had to have a good grades to go to high school. Move on. Yeah.
But cream of the crop at that time, ako generation ako
Yes. If you didn't, you know, didn't do well, then you didn't go. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, I remember first evening with this family. They were civilians working for the Navy. I only stayed with them for 2 weeks, and then my friend Jacob Senior helped me find a sponsor on the base. So I left the family, but they had many kids, and we had this long dinner table. And when we sat down, there was nothing. I couldn't see. No rice. It was just bread, potato, and lots of greens, which was the salad. And I'm wondering to myself, why are they eating green leaves? You know? And I was a very shy person at the time. So when we finished dinner, I remember going to bed feeling still hungry, but I wasn't about to ask for second hand, you know, I mean a second round. Because I was so shy and
Yeah.
afraid and shocked, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard that from a
Yeah.
couple of my aunts who was at the direkal di mom iwal dito
Di songare ang area.
Oo, kura marul pun dekalo.
But
Yes.
but you then kauma that album something again group of it. Ako kauma din mo mukira nga para ko din na kamlutan mo.
Yeah. I guess I went on 1956. I was in California. I went to California. 2 years in Guam, and then I went on to California. And then I didn't return until I got married. And 1 year married, and then that was 1965 when I
Wow.
returned. Yeah.
Mangkal Tiger Mill Elra, California.
No, Tiger was born in Guam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 65 we came to Palau 1 year, and then they transfer us to Saipan. The headquarters was there.
Yes,
Trust
sa
Territory
Capitol Hill.
headquarters at Capitol Hill. And my, of course, Dean was an engineer, a structural engineer. They needed him to design schools.
Yeah.
So they brought us to Saipan, for another year. And then 67, we moved to Guam. We finished the contract and then moved to Guam.
Oh.
And Tiger was born in 68.
Yes, in Guam.
Yeah, in
Oh,
Guam.
ali.
Also stayed in the States or Guam.
Mangkal friend daro para Alfonso.
Albon Sam Lara was married, got married before we finished school, and then to a German fellow or Czechoslovakia, fellow, and then I had a boy, and then they moved to Hawaii, and she had another boy, so she had 2 boys. I don't know what happened to them after they left for Hawaii, but I know that she does a lot of this flea market thing. That was her business, to the flea market. Yeah, but I haven't seen her since she left California.
Kami ang trailblazers.
Yes,
Katawan
Thank you, kung maral mle brave. Hindi kal sabi kal imagine nung ngarapya le until. Bawal club say.
It slept on the deck, you know, with your blanket, whatever, because this is a cargo ship. What do you expect? You know? Yeah.
Oh, and then Sir Obera Guam, makati merkol kukseral in Guam and make Guam your home.
Let's see, 1 year in Palau, 1 year in Saipan, moved to Guam. And of course, Dean worked for 2 different companies and went on his own. And Tiger, of course, was born at the Guam Memorial Hospital. Yeah, in Guam. Still a U.S. citizen. So then my mother came up. We brought my mother up. And she asked me if I wanted to come down to Palau and Momsuro.
Oh, wise.
And then I said, I don't think so. I think since I have a bathtub, I'm going to fill it up with lots of hot water. And I'll just
relax in the bathtub.
Yeah, well, I couldn't see how I leave I take my little boy, travel here, and my husband was there working. And so I thought, no, I'm okay the way I am,
Which is fine.
Wow. Yeah. And then really you had not local medicine, but the things that I needed to take a bath and take care of myself. So, yeah.
But then involved community kami.
Yeah, I belong to different organization. Actually, I belong to the Guam Women's Club. And then I chaired the teachers' tea one year.
Guam Women's Club?
Yeah, Guam Women's Club, which is still an organization till today. I left that organization, but and then every year we have a Guam Fashion Teachers' Tea. It's called. We put up, all the clubs get together and put up tea table setting, when you're going to have tea, and different clubs, different style, different islands, different countries. and then invite all the new teachers
Oh, wow.
to come, and we have, that was fun.
That sounds really nice. Maldir kaka.
Yeah,
Tal
and,
orang
you
aring
know,
ira waya bella.
Yeah, and a lot of us island women will learn how to set table, whether it's formal or just informal or summertime or, you know, yeah.
Ako sa teachers ti kum la sensei.
No, but we, the organization, Women's Club in town would put up a welcome for the new teachers for that year. So it's done in
Nice.
September.
Mal ko raway show
Yeah.
appreciation.
Yeah, show appreciation, and then
Educational endeavors.
and then invite them to join the different clubs, you know, different organizations. They choose these new
So,
teachers.
makataramli ako tel.
Nice.
Programli ako tel other Palau, almirak ko may Cheryl. Nga, di kami tigal di regular workers ako. Kanina ilang arab other Cheryl,
Engineer.
engineer.
No, he was Dean was an engineer, structural engineer, and surveyor. Sila hire kami mira Palau. They hired him as a surveyor, chief surveyor, because they had no certified registered surveyors on
I
Palau.
see.
Yeah.
May even masar nga ko mang lebat to ko maisun ko merbelan mel nga seura development terbela.
In fact, we were back in Guam, and Tiger was born already when the Palau government invited the dean to come and walk from Rai all the way to Ngarar.
Wow.
Following the path that Japanese had before.
Surveying.
Surveying. You know, they were getting ready to build the compact road. It was in the talks.
Yeah.
And so by the time he got to Ngaral, he had a nice dinner with Father McManus. And then they said goodbye, good night to each other, went to sleep. Dean got up the next day to say goodbye, called him, no response.
He was there when he died?
Yeah, we did spend the last night with him. Yeah, so then he opened the door and he was across from his bed. Yeah, instead, you know, he probably tried to get up or something, and his feet were on the floor, and he was laying down across the bed, and he was gone. And then there was no telephone,
In
so
those
he had to,
days,
in those days, so he had to find a boat or something, and went on to Newell or something and call Radio Ureor. Yeah, to say Father Mac had passed away during the night. Yeah.
Oh, Magi na ba yung bigyan mercy?
Yeah. Yeah, he brought a bottle of red label scotch because Father Mark liked scotch. So they had a wonderful evening at that time.
Father makamalti kilyan nga rarde.
Yes, that was a Quabs was
Sayang.
Maklabo ka lang.
Sel kilyaringi.
Yeah.
Ni heart attack.
Ata.
Father
Kailan
McManus.
heart attack?
Oh yes, he had a heart attack during the night. Yeah.
May ako tayo.
Yeah.
Makamal din nun. Kung din nun mo adramingin. Practically.
Yes.
Tikilyara Guam.
Yeah, I came back to Guam and then stayed there. You know.
Tirigyan ko adal bila ka shell time maskurak ko marwaya ko tirigyan to ka tiya din kirak ko Hawaii.
Yeah, of course, Jacob, Ichiro Blailes. Jacob Senior, Ichiro Blailes, mata. I think kakidle angkal Clyde,
Pao, Nirmang.
He was
military.
Military.
Yeah,
And he was
Marines.
behind Jacob. Yeah, they were. Right.
Mela ko seral uklorala tiger ko maral me clone la mora school ka timle homemaker stay home mom alubang ngaring ako
No, I work in Saipan. I worked as a secretary to Commissioner for Community Services,
Oh, wow.
which was James Hawkins.
Mm-mm.
And there were, of course, Mr. Norwood was the High Commissioner. Then you have like 4 or 5 commissioners
Mm-mm.
for different
Under the
areas.
TT.
Yeah, under the trust territory.
And
Yeah.
4 or 5 lomes ay garokul balora
Yeah,
Micronesia.
right.
Oo.
And my boss was also in charge of the Peace Corps at the time.
Yes.
Yeah, the Peace Corps had just come in.
Sige.
And either kang arbela, Peace Corps started, the
Ama,
officers started coming.
Ang kangarisan malungil bukal nga museum.
Tema lagi gineri.
Itiray gidal
Peace
Peace
Corps.
Corps.
Yeah.
Story tiral ko tal merbela.
Oh, really? There is one?
It's called the Fish Chronicles. Akmil arara museum.
Rice, Fish and Rice Chronicles.
Fish and Rice Chronicles.
Really?
Tiray dal biscorlo ay sa first experience at tiral ko tal merbela sa gidal time. Kawaseng in the early 60s.
Yes.
Oo.
Yeah.
Makatadliyo or ursin dong we were
Yeah, I like to hear a hold of that. Yeah.
It's a very good
Oh,
book.
and the author is in Hawaii.
Yes.
Yeah, Ureor established a federation, fishing federation.
Oh, good.
So
So if I go to the museum and say I need a copy of that book,
Yeah.
by the yeah.
Rice and Fish Chronicles.
Great.
It's about the
Because
60s.
they just sent me a card trying to
Pat Bryan.
Pat Bryan, trying to update information about my spouse because they think they're updating all their information. Peace Corps at the time, so I didn't to respond because when you don't
Ako na sa
respond.
mga kirayibo ko sa story niya. Mga kaya kunta ang familia yibo ko na. Yung mga boom boom boom.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, when we came, Boom Boom Room was very popular. And Evergreen, where sis made the best.
Kaya restaurant.
Yeah, udon. Yeah.
Latkelt nga ro.
Yeah, right.
So tigal, selva mamta tigal adra migi naman ako naman tuwing niya karakter adra belaw.
I think so.
Tigal gid na magtawag gid ang military gid naman. Ang gid naman ko man isira military.
Yeah, they always surpass. Yeah.
At the men maybe kutra our health workers ma ar mo
Yes.
monggi ma.
There are a
Mo
lot of.
sa amal kama.
Oo sa laborang para talkot na maralungil no.
Oh yeah, the Malumilodo.
Kita at wala, we have a work ethic auntie.
Yeah.
Starting from you guys, trailblazers.
Well, my cousin who lives with me since my husband passed away, Asum Balesa Marablilio, her son just passed away in April 1st. He died. He was 44 years old. And of all places, he lived in La Grande, Oregon. And that's a very popular place for islanders. I didn't know
High
that.
in the mountains.
Yeah,
yes. Oregon.
Way up there, in the
A lot of
mountains.
snow.
Oh, lots of snow. And if you landed in Portland, it takes about 5-6 hours to drive there.
Yes.
It's a beautiful school, evidently.
malungil
college
scenery
there.
ringi.
And reasonable
Reasonable
cost,
for ungil atmosphere,
yeah,
small town
yeah,
atmosphere.
small town, yeah. So we're going back there for her son's first anniversary, April 1st next year.
To visit.
He married a girl that was teaching at SDA school in Irai. What's the name of that? That school, right?
PMA?
SDA. Yeah, PMA. Yeah.
Palau Mission Academy.
Yeah, right. He went there, he went back. She went back and then I sent for him and he went. They got married, they had 2 kids. But then he had, they say, heart attack.
Din mal
Still
44 is
very
young.
young, yeah.
Eka, oy nga reporter ka, auntie.
November 19,
November 19,
1937.
1927,
37.
1937.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the same year my mom also.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, mela sir omra saiba lakom gukoku Ureor with the TT
Yeah, Trust
government.
Territory Government, yeah.
Mera Guame, did you?
Yes, I continue to work. I work with the Trust Territory office in Guam. Yeah,
Oh,
in
okay.
Guam. And then what happened? Ah, there was a break there somehow. Oh, yeah, well, let's see. Oh, and then my spouse built those houses at Nimitzil Estate. Yeah. He's the one who built those houses. We moved there. It was a beautiful place. You can see Rota on a clear day.
Yeah.
You stand outside and look to Rota. You can see Rota on a clear day. Then after that, I went back to school. Went back to UOG for a little while. And then
I'm interested in Musu.
I was in college. I was in sociology and geography. I took BS or BA. I forget now which one it is. Yeah. And then, of course, when I came to Trust Territory to Palau in 1965, I was secretary to Mr. Boyd Mackenzie.
Oh.
He was, of course, at the time, district administrator. They called them.
Trust Territory.
Yeah, Trust Territory. And my brother Thomas was deputy distat.
Yes.
And it was so interesting because we shared the same room. His secretary, Tom, and his secretary, and myself was secretary to the distat. We were next to the distat's office. And because I was a college graduate and also a U.S. citizen by that time, I was making more money than the Micronesian pay.
Oh,
my own brother, who was the number 2 man on the island.
Yes.
I was making more money.
Oh,
than
really?
he was.
Only because I'm a U.S. citizen.
Yes. Micronesian pay was very low.
Very
at that
low.
time.
At one time, they tried to do a lawsuit.
Oh,
But it never went through. Because there's different salary scale for Micronesians and then expats.
I know. Yeah.
Wow.
At the TT.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, do something with it. Yeah.
We've come a long way.
We have. Yeah, we have. I still don't know.
So at the time we were in Guam, and then namoto ka other belavle ako na mas kogin.
Yeah, namoringas kogi, namoringas just require a ship, come.
Tiga other belavle ako to ra. Mula said Guam at the time.
No. For a while, Palauans were known to be the troublemakers. The students, they were really.
Was that in the 70s already?
Yes,
oh
yes.
My.
And then by the time Dean and I moved from Saipan to Guam, which was 1967, when we came to I remember that year because I was sneaking to Guam when this guy from National Geographic magazine took a shot at me, a picture of me, and then that's how it came in. It's in the National Geographic magazine.
That's great.
The 1967, and the cover of the magazine in that month was the Micronesian Yapese woman. Or a boy, because nga rin niya si El Mayol. It's a man.
I know that.
It's in the whole half of the magazine.
I look that in the archives.
The whole magazine was about Micronesia. That's the half of it, and even that priest who was in Ulithi and ended up marrying. That Yapese girl. Right.
I've heard about that.
Yeah, right.
So that was in the late 60s.
It was in 67. Yeah, something like that, yeah.
كده أجينا المون الموت have episode number 2
That's fine. Okay.
Because you've had a very interesting, history.
Yeah.
I got Mo Iser Ramal all the way from the 50s. Oh,
And then, you know, of course, I became a U.S. citizen by flying, making sure I had $2,000 cash or certified cash is check, and flying out to Mexico City, and then apply. No, the Mexico
Mexico
City.
City.
Kamila courier Antilo.
And then apply for a trust territory Cora number.
Wow.
Only certain numbers are given out that this person from the trust territory can apply for a number and change the status of her visa
Wow.
from student to immigrant. So I had to go fly, do that.
To Mexico City
to
go
re-enter.
to
Because
re-enter.
Mexico and Canada were only two entrants.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and but when I got there, they wanted my money, Mexican officials, and didn't want me to go into town to my hotel. They want me to go cash the money in the bank and bring it back. I didn't do that. When I went to the bank, they say, don't cash the check, call American Embassy.
Wow.
So I did that, and I stayed there till 5 o'clock, got my number, returned to the airport. They were going to throw me in jail.
Wow.
Because I didn't do what they wanted. Yeah. And so they said, you're going to go to jail. I had to call the embassy again at home, and they came to rescue me. But
how old were you then?
I
In your 20s or 30s?
Yeah, 20s, yeah.
Adventurous.
So then, of course, they came and I had a guard. I was sleeping on the bench at the airport, and they were going to throw me in jail, but they decided to get my money. I gave Western Airlines $2,000, my money, and Western Airlines gave 2,000 pesos to the officials. In the morning, we return our money to its rightful owner, and they put me on a plane and kicked me out of the country.
So you were able to get back to the US?
Yeah, to U.S.
Wow, that's
To become a U.S. citizen.
To become a U.S.
I think that's a great...
that was the reward that I got at the end, yeah.
Oh, ilang man lang mo maring lahat.
Yeah, it's hard now, yeah.
Thank you for sharing that experience, Auntie.
Thank you.
Hakumda suwese yak malungil go katungun mersegit. And to be continued. And malungil larang ma, mal ilgo ko share ay life story ringiya. Ngal tokubet sa okya ka ma'am. Auntie Francesca Remengesau.
Yes.
They also call you Auntie Pakay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, agikukti mal masumarel alsin, makuktalutan may kapatera next week. So long, everybody. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Have a nice weekend.
Have a nice weekend.
Yes,
Wise day.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Okay.
Thank you.